So we all play Yu-Gi-Oh, but all of us have dabbled in other card games at some point or another. I think, in particular, Trell, Alec, you guys have played like a lot of different stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm always getting new decks.
What games have you guys played, just off the top?
So we've all played Manga.
Yes.
We've all played, well, except for Larry.
What about Pokemon?
Pokemon.
I played Pokemon.
Force of Will?
I played Force of Will.
I did not play
What is
Force.
of
I was
Will?
gonna start. I heard it was boring, so I didn't play it.
We played a little bit of it.
White Schwartz? Does anybody
White
play?
Schwartz. I still have my White Schwartz
Never.
decks.
I've never played White Schwartz.
I still have my decks.
I know there's kind of like a Dragon Ball game. There's
Played
been
Dragon
We
Naruto.
played one of them.
There's been Naruto, the card game.
No.
I've had Naruto cards, never played the game.
I played Zatch Bell.
Oh, wow.
I wanted
Inuyasha.
to play Zatch Bell.
Ooh,
I remember Inuyasha.
Dual Master.
I played Duel Masters
Duel Masters.
and Kaijudo. I played
I remember Kaijudo.
I dabbled in Magic. the
Versus
Gathering at one
systems.
point.
played Magic.
Oh god, I did
So-
play.
Oh, I played One Piece. I played One Piece card game. It was actually really fun.
Chuck, you played everything.
I
So,
just about played it.
With that in mind, then the fact that we've all dabbled in these different cards, Yu-Gi-Oh seems to be what a lot of people come back to for some reason or another. And what I really want to drill into is why is it that Yu-Gi-Oh manages to outlast these other games? Yu-Gi-Oh came out in 2002. It's an old game. We're hitting like 17 years now, just in the United States. What is it about Yu-Gi-Oh that's so addictive, or just like keeps people coming back for it? All these card games have a lot of the same elements. They have some depth. You can buy the cards. The cards are available at your Walmart at some point or another. For you personally, like Tro, we'll start with you. Like, what makes Yu-Gi-Oh so much? I'm gonna say better, but like, why do you come back to Yu-Gi-Oh when these other card games are involved?
Well, besides the fact that I'm like extremely old and I've been playing the game for literally half my life, and well, I'm really invested in it. Besides those, because those are very big points in my case, it was just the game that I was the most competitive in. Like, I'm a very competitive person by nature, and all the other games, which I've competed in every game that I played. I can't think of one card game that I played that I didn't do well in and actually compete in. But when it came to Yu-Gi-Oh, it just offered more as a game as a whole that I was looking for in the game. Pokemon is really fun. The art's great, but it has some restrictions that I'm not a fan of. Magic's art is trash. It's pretty intricate and kind of cool, but it's not that fun.
As a Magic player, is getting mad.
No, a lot of Magic players agree that their art is trash. So if they disagree, they're just trying to be hellions, whatever. But Magic art is really trash. Like, it's just dull. I mean, I'm a very vibrant person. Everybody who knows me knows
I've
that.
also got that feeling. Man.
So like as far as Yu-Gi-Oh gave me everything that I wanted out of a game. Like I got great friends. I got to travel. I can compete continuously. Don't you hug me. That sounds really bad. But it's just overall as a game, and I think about what I'm looking for in a game itself, Yu-Gi-Oh offered the most. And also as far as a lot of the other smaller games that we played, Yu-Gi-Oh's definitely stuck around. As opposed to like One Piece and things like that I played that you don't find anymore unless you go on like Amazon and just buy like a deck just for the hell of it, for nostalgia. So
Alex, what about you two? Because I know you guys usually play games together mostly. It's kind of been.
Alex and I were our own locals for years.
Yeah, we didn't need other people to play games because we had another person.
Yeah, we'll play. Alex and I will literally play any game that anyone else is playing. It's just that Yu-Gi-Oh is the one that has the biggest.
It's consistent,
most consistent.
If we ever wind up in a
audience.
friend group, odds are we're gonna find Yu-Gi-Oh players. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean that does
just
happen.
accompany you, Key.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I joined a frat and they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
So when it comes
start playing to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Lambda.
when it comes down to it, it does sound like there's something about Yu-Gi-Oh that gives it some staying power. Is it just a matter of it came earliest? Is that
They had a long running TV show that's still going
No,
to
because
this day.
I mean it's not even why I don't watch the show. I can't say because it's earliest because I used to I like Pokemon way before I like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I mean I played every Pokemon game and everything, and I still actually watched the show and Digimon as well. I tried Digimon card game
But also
too.
think,
Oh yeah, I forgot about
But I don't think
Yu-Gi-Oh
because,
also change and adapt. Pokemon is more or less still the same.
I mean
I would
And,
actually not even bring it to an adaptation because Yu-Gi-Oh changes, but I don't think the changing actually makes people want to play it more.
I mean I
it
think
tends to alienate people most of the time. I think what makes Yu-Gi-Oh stick around the most is that there was a very aggressive ad campaign behind the card game that captured most of us here pretty quickly.
What was that?
Marketing.
I think I have a theory actually related to that, and I want to know what you guys think about it.
Campaigning for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, Terrell, you didn't watch the anime, but
So Pokemon and Duel Master were my bigger ones back in especially in college and stuff. Like Pokemon and Duel Master were my bigger ones, and then I kind of got off into Yu-Gi-Oh! And
much later.
kind of grew.
So I know you didn't watch much of the anime, but for the majority of viewers, I think they probably watched the anime at some point and maybe got into it with that. I think that a big thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that its anime is about the card game. They're playing the same game that you're playing, so when you see this show after school, you are like, oh, I can also play this game in real life and buy these cards.
He played this one card, I get to play it too.
As opposed to One Piece is a great anime, but it's an anime that has nothing to do with them playing cards. The same goes for
Digimon.
Naruto, Digimon,
Inuyasha.
Dragon Ball Z and Inuyasha and all that stuff. So, I mean, do you think that factors in somewhere? It's just...
It has to play a role somehow. I think to different degrees for different people.
Right.
But as if you keep... Because, I mean, they're just drilling it in your mind, right? Cards, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, you're playing cards in the show and in the game.
Now, for me, it was actually more manga. Because I've been in manga my whole life. My first manga was actually the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga when I was 19, whatever.
But they're still playing the same card.
We were not 19.
No, that's the year.
Oh.
19, whatever. But
19, whatever.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, when I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh, I was still reading manga. So I would read like the Shonen Jump manga, and it would come out with cards, and the Yu-Gi-Oh manga was always running and just never stopped. So I remember I wasn't even playing when GX started, when like Lost Millennium was about to drop. But then like a big ad for like Lost Millennium was in there. I saw Ancient Gear Gold and I was like, this card looks sick. And like, all right, I don't know, it followed me that way. It was hard to stop.
Because I do think it can be rooted back to you're playing the same card game as they are in anime, because this whole reason we have legacy support and people flock to it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And then another thing too is I want to hear people's thoughts on the tournament scenes, because I think that usually makes and breaks a lot of these card games. Is the support that they get in the competitive scene? Yu-Gi-Oh's constantly gotten tournaments of large scale and at the local level. I don't know that I can say the same exactly about like every other card game. They seem like they have it and then like it spurts or...
Besides Magic and possibly Pokemon, there aren't really any others that really are just that big.
Yeah, the big three do community events.
Yes.
Tournaments, get-togethers, those things happen. They'd happen at libraries, at bookstores, sometimes at schools. But the other card games, they kind of pop up and no one really gets behind them. No one supports them.
Mm-hmm. Why is that? Is there something that like... If a new card game popped up tomorrow, would you jump ship? And I'm guessing no, right?
No.
Why? Like,
There's no promise of longevity there.
No, it's not. I
think the investment's a big deal.
Yeah, that's
the
my
money
point.
that,
Yeah. If a new card game comes out, if it's really cheap, you might give it a try. But as soon as the card gets too expensive, the first thing you have to do, because that was actually the reason why I stopped playing Pokemon, is because I started getting competitive in Pokemon, and when you start getting on the competitive side, the cards start getting a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already competitive in Yu-Gi-Oh! And those cards are already a little bit higher. So now I have to decide, am I going to be able to front the competitive side of both games, the cards being higher, or can I just stick with the game that I've already invested in and I already have some stake in, as opposed to getting into the game that I'm new in, and these cards are high too. Overall, it just doesn't. It's not sound. It's not a very logical decision. So
That makes sense.
And I think Pokemon is very fun. Let me just put that out there. I actually I had a lot of fun playing Pokemon, but I'm already invested in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm already playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! So I moved to another to do that.
It's hard to put away. How long we say Yu-Gi-Oh's been out?
Since 2002, and I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been playing
17 years.
Yeah, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
away
since 2002 actually. So yeah.
Something brand new with not a promise of tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been playing since 2002, so yeah, to do that. I played Pokemon a little bit when I was younger, but I didn't know the rules that well. I just got into competitive Pokemon like over a year ago, and then that only lasted roughly about 8-7 months maybe because
a summer.
What about?
I've never competed in any other game other than Yu-Gi-Oh.
So you played them, but not like.
I've played them at a very
Ultra
casual level, but Yu-Gi-Oh is the only one I've ever tried to compete in.
So with that in mind, sorry, go ahead, Alex.
I don't compete. I
Yeah.
play games. I try them. I put them down if they don't look like they're going to really keep up. So I just kind of stay playing Yu-Gi-Oh because I know there's always going to be cards coming out. There's no long, like half a year waiting period for another set to drop. There's going to be events and tournaments I can keep track of. Like games like, what's that one with the fighting characters?
Oh, I forgot. Exceed.
Yeah, there's like Exceed. They pop up and you don't know anything about it, but they made some starter decks, so I played them. But there's no promise of anything else coming out anytime soon, so why bother?
Exceed's a long-running fighting game.
What about Bakugan?
Bakugan is not a card game. Oh god, it is.
It is a card game, but
It's new.
It is not a. Bakugan's a whole other different beast because it doesn't even know how to be a card game.
Bakugan's starting from a different starting line.
Now gameplay, because that's something that I don't think we've actually talked about very much. We talk about the communities, the tournament support. Everyone's like, when you're in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, you'll hear a lot of this game's too fast, this game's broken, these cards are overpowered, power creep sucks, ban list, wah, FTKs. People are still playing this. They're playing through the nonsense, and they're not switching. They're not jumping ship. Is there something about Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay wise that you guys like over other card games? Because I hear people and they're always like, Yu-Gi-Oh should add this or it should add that, and it never really does add any of that stuff, but people still play it.
I don't know, because I found like a lot of new card games, I've actually enjoyed a lot of other ones more than the Yu-Gi-Oh play style. Mm-hmm. Almost as if those games learn from like whatever mistakes Yu-Gi-Oh has and they play differently. Yu-Gi-Oh is its own thing. If you change the way the game is played, then it's not Yu-Gi-Oh. It's something else.
If you look at it from this point and from the question that you just asked, Paul, it actually goes to the point that there actually is creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's what people tend to forget because everyone has an argument of is there any creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh. If you compare it to other card games, there is creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's why people play. We can say we want Konami to add all these great effects and this to the game and that to the game, but when you look at it, I played a lot of card games. Pokemon is really fun. Pokemon allows you to draw 1,000 cards in one turn. Means nothing, but you draw 1,000 cards in one turn. You're limited to what you can play, though, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the majority of Pokemon decks are standard. Even if you're playing a fun deck in Pokemon, it's standard. Whereas in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's so many different combinations of decks that you can put together that actually just might work.
Right.
And that matters to people. Yeah. I mean, even in Magic, Vanguard is another one. Vanguard has different subclans. So I might play Link Joker, but I have different subclans. So when you have a game that actually has that kind of creativity to where you can choose to be weird and choose to be out of the norm and still find a way to make it work. Exactly. People are gonna flock to that. Because like I said, we could all be playing Pokemon right now, and even though it's really fun and really bright and colorful, and I love those type of things, it's standard. If he says he's playing a Glaceon deck, I know every card in his deck almost to the card.
Right.
And the same can be argued about meta in Yu-Gi-Oh, but at the same time, we also see that our meta evolves. Thunder Dragon has now become Guard Dragon, Thunder Dragon. Like these type of things matter. So just the fact that people say creativity is dead, it's not. It's just that we're looking at it from a different point of view.
It is true that Yu-Gi-Oh is an ever-evolving game, even through one season.
Yeah.
Like if you think about Vanguard struggles to evolve during a season until a set comes out.
Until another set comes out. You're right.
It's exactly the same until then.
Throughout.
Yu-Gi-Oh, things just
nothing new
pop up.
Yeah, and
overnight.
Trends.
Overnight.
Like, people will start playing the same cards all at once, then they'll all drop it and pick up a new card. You never quite know what's going to change in the metagame for Yu-Gi-Oh.
I remember when BAPK or PKB, how do you look at it, PK5 or whatever came out. No one saw that deck coming. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who's watching this video. No one saw PK Fire being a huge thing at first, and it took everybody by storm, and it was winning too. Like it was one of those overnight. Something can become big overnight, and it catches on like wildfire. Bless you. So bless you. I'm through. No more for me. But I'm saying Yu-Gi-Oh actually does have creativity, and that's the biggest thing for it. That's why the gameplay is so great. I can do anything I want with my deck. And it'd be my own, my own personal touch to the deck.
So long as you know what to do.
Exactly.
I think people are maybe bored with the game a bit. they're used to Yu-Gi-Oh! And so they think that it's not creative anymore.
Fair enough.
And they play a different game for a short period of time and think, wow, this is so innovative and new and special and better than Yu-Gi-Oh! And we should all be switching to this game forever, but that's not really it.
And then next, they always come back though.
Yeah.
Like 9 times out of 10 they come back. Like the majority of people I know that have branched out. In fact, I can just say my locals, for example. At one point, you remember, at one point we all just switched over to Pokemon.
We did.
Like nearly the entire, like about 90%
like overnight.
Yeah, overnight we all with Pokemon, and we were winning tournaments too. Like no lie, like I won like the first 4 tournaments. My first started playing was really bad, and then all of a sudden we all just went right back to Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, that's enough of that.
Why was that? Larry, you answer. You haven't talked. You guys go to locals.
I don't. This was I don't know.
Why'd you switch from Pokemon back to Yu-Gi-Oh?
Because I think it was at a time where Yu-Gi-Oh was in a lull for us.
We switched shops. Remember, we switched shops.
We did switch shops, and the guy he didn't have as much Yu-Gi-Oh stuff as we probably would have liked.
So what brought you? So when that all happened, like, what brought you back to Yu-Gi-Oh? Did it just magically happen overnight, or
Kinda.
The Pokemon scene in our,
It got kind of crazy.
Yeah, it got kind of stagnant.
Yeah.
And another thing that was for me too, and I don't know about for Larry specifically, but I know we talked about it.
I played, but I didn't go to any tournaments.
Yeah, and that was another thing for me.
Because the tournaments were on Sundays.
Yes,
and
yeah, that was
Sundays
bad.
are my rest days.
My issue is like if a card's gonna cost like a certain amount of money, if I'm paying like let's just say I pay $20 for a card or $20 and up for a card, I want to be doing something with that card. So the issue I had with the Pokemon thing was that everybody at our locals that play Pokemon, they weren't trying to go to anything higher. They just wanted to play at locals. So who cares about being the meta, the best at your locals if that's the highest level you want to go to? Whereas we already knew that in Yu-Gi-Oh, if we were going to invest in these cards, we were planning to go to regionals. We were going to YCSs. We were going to Nats.
Yeah, and we that was our camaraderie too.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like, hey, who's going to regionals? Let's all group up, plan it.
You actually said in Pokemon,
they didn't really plan on
yeah, we thought
taking
about
it
it
anymore.
but
it was just we gonna play every Sundays, and
this
that's
Tapu Lady costs $50. We going to some.
Now the final question, since you guys have all played different games, what is one thing that Yu-Gi-Oh could take from other games that you genuinely think another game does well, and Yu-Gi-Oh could maybe afford to experiment with?
Prize support.
Full art.
Okay, Larry says full art. Tro? What's one example of like the prize support that another game does?
What's the
That like Yu-Gi-Oh should do? Just any instance.
Yeah, whatever you feel.
Money.
I mean, I won't say money because I understand the logistics of that. It's just really hard to say. I mean, I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh has to offer sometimes, but just anything that makes the players feel wanted, even at a local level. To be honest, like I mean, because let's be honest, Pokemon, they give you stuff just for being there, just for showing your face, signing up for this event.
Some more
You get
participation
stuff.
prizes.
A participation prize. It'll increase our numbers. It'll make if you scrub out, it'll also make you not feel as bad about it. Like you literally pay $20 to walk away empty-handed. Some people don't like that feeling. You see what I'm saying? Hey, I got we go to these YCS and we get matched just for pre-registration signing.
That is nice.
That's pretty cool.
Alex,
I think it's pretty awesome.
I would think less wordy cards. Lots of card games.
That's never gonna happen.
I like
it has to be something that starts from the beginning. This is something you can't do right now. Expect it to work overnight. But I think Yu-Gi-Oh would have benefited if they found a way to make complex cards without complex wordings.
Vanguard did it.
And Alec, what about you?
No archetype left behind. Properly support my archetypes. I got decks, man.
That is the thing Vanguard does a really good job of that I think Yu-Gi-Oh could.
What deck are we talking about?
G-Nex.
Aromades, Super Quants,
Get up.
Cosmo.
Get up.
We thank you guys for watching the video. We don't know this guy.